1983's A Christmas Story is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. It's something that we watch every single year that's on nonstop, and it's just something that has become part of our Christmas tradition. And when I heard that they were going to be making a sequel to this movie, I was a little nervous, especially considering what they do to movies today and how Hollywood tends to destroy original movies, but I have to admit, this movie was pretty decent. So I'm going to be giving you my quick review and thoughts on A Christmas Story Christmas. So the movie takes place in 1973, which is 33 years later after the original events from A Christmas Story. And we see Ralphie Parker, who is all grown up and now has a family of his own, a wife and 2 children, and they are preparing for Christmas time, where his mom and the old man, his dad, come to visit and he hosts Christmas at the house. Well, unfortunately, he receives a call from his mom and gets word that the old man has passed away. Now, with the news of the old man passing away, Ralphie and his wife decide that it's time for them to go to good old Indiana so that they can see his mom and make sure that she's okay. Upon arriving, he finds out from his mom that she only has 2 requests of him to do. One, she would like him to write the obituary for his dad since he is an aspiring writer. And 2, for Ralphie to take up the mantle of making sure Christmas is special for everybody. And that is where the movie takes off. What's great about this movie is that pretty much 90% of the cast reprises their role from the original film. You have Ralphie, Randy, Flick, Schwartz, even Scut Fargus have returned. The only one that has actually been recasted is the mom, and she is played by Julie Haggerty. Now, the reason why the mom was recasted is because the original actress retired from acting years ago and was not going to be coming back for the film. And also, the old man who was played by Darren McGavin in the original film sadly passed away back in 2006. The one thing about this movie that I didn't really care for was that how much it tried to replicate the original movie. I understand having some callbacks and some little throwbacks and member berries. I think that's essential. But this movie relied very heavily on that, and I think some of that hindered it because the original film was from the perspective of an 8 or 9-year-old little boy, which makes perfectly sense when you saw those types of dreams that he would have. Well, when they do that type of same silliness, but him as an adult, it doesn't really work that well because as an adult, you may daydream and whatnot, but I don't think it would be that exaggerated. Hell, we all daydream now, but I don't daydream ever being a sheriff or anything of that nature, and if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So there are a couple things that took me out of the movie, a couple other throwback scenes where they try to replicate the first one, like the Double Dog Dare and things of that nature that maybe put it a little bit too goofy. The one thing that really saved this movie was the emotional side. This movie was very, very heavy when it came to aspects of the old man. Seeing his fedora hanging up on the wall or seeing the picture of him on the wall, it really hits home. It really shows you that there's emotion involved when Ralphie's thinking about his dad and seeing all the things that happen. We've all been there before, or we think about the fact that one day we're going to be losing someone who is significant to us, whether it be a parent or an aunt or uncle or whoever that is to you. And one day you're going to have to take up the holiday tradition, or it's already happened to you. So this movie, you can definitely relate to this in one way or the other. And even if you can't relate to it, if you do like the original Christmas Story, one of my favorite characters is the dad. He's such a great character, and now seeing that he's no longer there and gone, and it's just not the same without him, and everyone has to carry on and move on and continue the Christmas tradition without him, it is a little heartbreaking. It is a little emotional, especially, like I said, if you have parents, if you've lost parents or loved ones, now you're taking over the tradition when they are gone. You have to keep it going for them in their memory, and it's a lot of weight on your shoulders to think about, hey, like, now I have to be the one that picks up all the wrapping paper and all the trash, right? Because that's normally what the dads do. Or, for example, your mom is the one that prepares the Thanksgiving turkey or whatever the case may be, and they're no longer with you. That now responsibility falls on you to keep that family tradition going. So it definitely makes you think about the potential future or the past, depending on your perspective and what has happened to you in your life. So for that reason, I definitely recommend the movie because it is a very heartwarming and moving film. And there are some good parts that I really enjoyed. There's a couple things, like I said, maybe a little over the top and a little too much, but overall, it's an enjoyable film. It's a great addition to the original story, and again, it's something that maybe I wouldn't watch every single year, but I would turn it on every now and then just to revisit and see how Ralphie ended up and continuing the story of the originally and loved Christmas Story. But let me know what you think down below in the comments if you've seen the movie. Let me know what your thoughts are. I think there was some pretty mixed reviews of this, so I would be very interested to hear what you all think. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. I would appreciate it as well. So, and until next time, everyone, take care.